Hey folks, welcome to Software Testing Hacks. In this video, we will learn about constructors in Java. So basically, constructors are also known as a special type of methods, but though they are not the methods. Let's understand in this video what are constructors. Before we begin, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel. Let's get started. Let's create a new class. Java project, new, and then let's create a class. Let's name this as constructor demo. Select this and then click on finish. So we have created a new class. Before we understand what are constructors, you know that a method, right? How method works. Explicitly, we have to call a particular method and then only we will be able to access that particular method. But in case of constructor, it is little different. Let's write constructor first. Constructor, before writing a constructor, there is some particular rules that you have to follow. Constructor name must be same as the class name. So whatever we have created the class, right, the same name you have to use to create a constructor also. So this is how we can create a constructor. This is the rule number one. And there are some other rules as well. So constructor doesn't have any written type. In case of methods, we will be having a written type like void, int, string, boolean. So there are different written type that we will use based on whatever we return to the function. But in case of constructor, it is not having any type of written type. So that is another rule that you have to remember. And while creating a constructor, it cannot be abstract or static, final. So these keywords should not be used, for any constructors. Okay. And also these are the main rules of creating a constructor. Let's write some snippet of code inside it. Let's print enter and then let's say software testing hacks. So I have created a constructor. So then what's next? How can I execute this particular statement then? So it is very easy. Whenever we create the object of this particular class, that time this constructor gets invoked. Basically, by default, a constructor will get created as soon as we create the object with a new keyword. There will be a heap of memory allocated whenever we create a specific object. Let's create the object of this class. So let's say constructor demo, okay, is equal to new constructor demo. So I'm not going to explicitly call this constructor. So in case of method, how we were writing, we were calling this particular uh, method with its name by creating an object, let's say like demo dot constructor. So let's see whether we will be able to access in the same way. So demo dot see, we will not be able to access it because we can access it just by executing this because we have created the object of the class, so by default it gets invoked. So this is another thing. So these are the important and major things that you have to remember. After that, suppose if I create another uh, object, whether we will be able to execute this particular statement. Let's check that. So I'm going to create another object with demo1, okay, and then new constructor demo. So I have created two different objects for the same class. Let's run this. Now also it worked perfectly fine. We were able to invoke a constructor just by creating the object of a particular class. Okay. Suppose Let's say I have another variable declared. Let's say string name. So with a string name, let's see. So what I'll do is I'll have this dot name here, and now I'm going to assign the value, say software testing hack. So how to access this particular variable then? If I want to access this particular value, how can I do that? It is very simple. Okay, let's print this system.out.println, and then let's access demo.name. Yes, we were absolutely able to access this particular value. So now let's print this. I have commented this and let's execute this code. It worked perfectly fine. So till now we saw this is a default constructor basically. It gets invoked as and when we create the object, right? So this is simple. Default constructor or non-parameterized constructor that we saw now. What if I want to pass parameters to this particular constructor? We will be able to do it or not. So let's see that. In constructor, we have two different types. One is parameterized constructor and another is non-parameterized constructor. So whatever we saw till now is about non-parameterized constructor. But let's understand how we can parameterize the constructor. So let's also have another value declared int, let's say id. Okay, I'll have the id here, this dot id. If I want to access this value, id, then I have to use this keyword. Let's see it in detail in the later video. Okay, this dot id is equal to, I'm going to remove this. Okay, why? I'll tell you. Here I'll pass two values like parameters. One is int id and another one is string name. So here this dot id is equal to this id. Okay, this is the value, and this dot name is equal to this name. That is the value for this. If I want to access this, so here we are getting the error. So let's also create another function basically. Let's say void display is another function. So in here, I'm going to print the value of this. How I'll print is id, and then let's add this value like id, and let's print another statement here and here, name. Okay, which is the name. Sorry, this purpose should not be here. Okay. So, but here it is throwing an error. What is this error is, we have parameterized constructor now. So here also we'll have to pass the value for this parameterized constructor. Let's pass 101, comma, the value is testing. Okay. So now let's comment this code as well. Okay. And now what I'm going to do is I'll access this demo.display. This method I'll access and then I'll execute this code. See, you can see that. Let's add some colon here. So we will get that differentiated. Okay, let's execute. So ID is 101 and name is testing. So in the same way, we can parameterize the particular constructor, and also we without parameterizing also we can access the constructor. Basically, these are the main thing you have to remember about constructor. Hope you all have enjoyed this video. If you have liked this video, please do like it, share it, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.